Welcome to the very first BaTB comic book battle. I am one of your gracious hosts, Matthew Dixon.
I'm Jaydon Goss.
And we're going to battle some comics. Basically, what happens here is pretty simple. We do a podcast every week where we love talking about comics, so we decided, you know what, let's do some videos so you guys can see our faces and be very disappointed. Sorry.
Disappointed.
Hey Logan, how's our faces? So basically what we do here is pretty simple in this video series. I'm going to spend a few minutes telling you about a comic book or story arc or trade, whatever, that I picked that week, and I'm going to tell you about it and why you should get it, why you should love it, and then he's going to do the same thing, and then you're going to tell us which one is better, and then that person will win. So it's pretty simple. Not much explaining to do. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what my comic book is this week. I have picked pretty much just, the best of the best. I think it's the best of the best.
It's really good.
Really good.
I haven't read the whole thing, but it's really good.
It's a really good story. All right. 0 Year by Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and Danny Mickey and Fico. FCO.
He does the coloring.
Yeah, plus some to you.
Maybe it's a company.
No.
That's his name.
No, it's because there's a person. There's a name there.
Oh well. FCO.
FCO. Because I've always seen that. The colorist is Fico.
Fuck. That's so bad. That doesn't sound right at all.
All right, let's get right into it. So, should we tell them your story before I get into mine? Before I dive in?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, Jaydon.
I do this on the podcast all the time, but nobody can ever see me.
Boom.
Injustice Year 2.
Injustice Year 2.
I didn't want to do the whole Injustice because it's just too much, and that would be 4 trades. So I picked Year 2 exclusively. It's real good. It's real good.
It is real good, although I haven't read it, so I have to take his word for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna... If you're a Batman fan, you've probably read this series because, well, if you're a current Batman fan,
yeah,
you've probably been.
And if you haven't, you should read it because it's amazing.
It's a really excellent series. You're really campaigning for votes for me.
It's not like I win anything.
Yeah. Bragging rights is what they always told us, like in middle school and stuff. Like, if you win, never mind. So, 0 Year. When it was first announced, on paper, 0 Year doesn't sound that exciting because it appears.
I hated it. Hated the idea of it.
Yeah, when it was announced, it seemed like it was going to be a Batman origin story. An 11-issue long Batman origin story, which God knows we have seen enough.
Yeah,
we've seen the Batman origin quite enough. So,
but it's way more.
Yeah, it is far more than a Batman origin story. Really, like the first couple issues, it's really not. Even the first couple of issues are really not even like Batman origin. Really, it's like just when he was starting out. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of the Daredevil TV show or the Netflix show.
Yeah, because he was already Batman, right? I can't remember. I read it so long ago.
No, he wasn't already Batman. He started being Batman issue 3 or 4. He's like, yeah, I'll be Batman. He's like, I know, Father. I'll be Batman. And then he makes the cowl and the fancy dress afterwards. So
this is a cool costume though for like a first costume.
Preliminary one. So yeah, it reminds me of the Daredevil Netflix show in that aspect. So he's got like the preliminary costume. Preliminary costume.
You got it.
That's right, Jaydon. I feel like I'm on a morning talk show. So he's got the preliminary costume. He's very inexperienced. He constantly gets in way over his head. He thinks he can do everything himself. It's a lot like it. I mean, it's Batman, and it's also a lot like the Daredevil show. in
I
those
haven't read it
aspects.
in forever, so I just
Well,
I'm sure I would agree.
in those aspects, yeah. So
or people are screaming at
he
you.
gets he gets beat up a lot. And that's what I mean by he's in way over his head in a lot of aspects.
He's got a cool haircut.
Really, he loses a lot. Like the first book is all the Red Hood gang, and he loses until he wins at the end.
Because he's Batman.
Yeah. So he's just starting out. He's very inexperienced, and he's like, I can do this all in shadow, and then Alfred basically convinces him that he needs to not do this in shadows because he's not honoring his parents in that way. His parents were like this symbol, and they did good and showed that they did good, so they were something to like strive towards, sort of. So he's like, and then he eventually realizes, you know what, I need to be a symbol too. I can't just be a vigilante working in the shadows. I need to be some sort of symbol like my parents were.
Because Batman needs to be a legend.
Yeah. So he decides to be that.
Not just a dude who dresses up like a bat.
The second book, Dark City, is Batman Volume 5, Dark City, is really like 2 story arcs, sort of. I mean, it's one whole big 11-ish issue story arc. But it's really cool because Riddler's the main villain, and he kind of like loses against him several times. And he's like, you know what, if I go up against him again and I lose, that's the end of me. But I'm Batman, and Batman has to try. So he goes up against him, and in the end, spoiler alert, he wins. So
what did you expect? Did you expect him to win
at the end? But it's a really, really exciting story. The art is amazing. Greg Capullo. I mean,
you can't go wrong with Greg Capullo.
You can't go wrong with Greg Capullo.
He was good
That's right, Jaydon.
He was good on Spawn, and I read Spawn. He was good on that. He was good on Haunt, which is another superhero image comic that Greg Capullo did before Batman.
Yeah, he was. And he's
right.
developed a lot. I was actually reading Court of Owls recently, and he's actually like developed more and more because he has the same inker, and basically what happens with a penciler and inker is as they work together more and more, they develop a better relationship and understanding of each other's work. And Greg Capullo has even said that as he's worked more and more with this inker that he thinks is like just the best, he can be looser and looser with his pencil, so it ends up being even better art as it goes through the run.
Yeah.
So.
And they're on like 42 or whatever. 42s now.
43 is out next month. But yeah, that's why I chose 0 Year this week.
I have a question.
What?
Just like a little question. Could you I know you don't need to. You can read it and whatever. But could you read that first before you even read the first volume of Batman? Is it like one of those things where like it's...
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah, you can. You can read this whenever. It's just another Batman story. You can just read whenever. But it's really cool because it's a very, very early Batman, which you don't see as much. Which you don't see very much. It's kind of like year 1. He's very inexperienced because it's his first year.
That's a good movie. Sorry, I haven't read the comic.
Good book. It is a good movie. I watched it.
David Mazzucchelli did the art.
All right, now you can tell them why they should pick Injustice Year 2 over 0 Year.
Of course they're not only the greatest the greatest digital first DC series ever.
Digital only. You mean
digital first? That's what they call it.
Digital first.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Because it's physical at the same time. Whatever. Anyways, that's not important.
They're not gonna pick it. Want to know why? Because 0 Year is good.
See, you
continue.
So you started off similar to how I was going to start off. 0 Year, you think about it, you're going to think, oh, this is just an origin story for Batman, who needs it? This is a tie-in to a video game. Who expects that to even be good?
Injustice shouldn't be as good as it is. And our co-host on our old name, BaTB Comic Podcast, he says that the same thing. He says, this comic, because it's based on a video game, should not be as good as it is. because that usually doesn't happen.
It's really true. But yes, if you guys didn't know, Injustice: Gods Among Us was a video game that came out in 2013. This started a month or two before the game came out, so they could build up some steam for the game. Even though it didn't need any, because they were doing the... whatever. Anyways, it's a video game, 2013. This is... there's year 1, there's year 2, there's year 3, and year 4, I think, now.
No, I think they're on year... year 4 now, yeah.
Yeah, anyways, Injustice, the game is year 5, I think. Like, it's 5 years into the world. The comic takes place before that, so you get to see how this world became what it is. Like, because basically Injustice, Superman takes over the world, and he has superpowered people patrolling the world, and he's got basically a cabinet of people helping him out. He's got Shazam, he's got Flash, Green Lantern. It's an alternate universe you see when you play the game, because you play as the normal universe people, and you go, and that's not important. I don't know why I'm talking about the video game still. Sorry. The comic. Year 2, exactly. That's what I'm going to talk about specifically. Year 1 was really good. We ended up with, spoiler alert, Green Arrow dying, which you would know if you played the game, that he dies. It was really sad. It's so funny.
Now, let me ask you this about the comic. Do you have to play the game to think the comic is great?
Nope.
There you have it.
No, this is way better than the video game story. It's better written. The characters are better.
I didn't already know that. I actually had that question. This isn't scripted.
You can go.
Tell me something, Jaydon. Can you read the comic if you haven't played the video game?
What makes it so good is year 2 is more so based on Green Lantern in this story. We have Sinestro coming to help Superman with the Green Lantern Corps coming to Earth because they don't trust Superman because he's a tyrant. Basically, he hasn't gotten to that point yet, but he has killed people and he is taking control over Earth, over United States pretty much. But I think he's spread out by now. He's setting up superpowered people in Gotham because Gotham is the worst city in the DC universe, which we all know that.
It's pretty crappy city.
And he blames Gordon for it. That's why he does it. He doesn't like him, apparently. And now, by what I mean by superpowered police force, there are these super pills that the game had to make up so that Catwoman could fight Superman and stuff to make them powerful. So they have to use that plot device in the story, which is a negative, but it's a plot device. So he gives all of these police people that he gets somehow. I don't know. It doesn't explain where he finds them, but he gets them super pills.
Well, we don't need a whole rundown of the entire story, but why should people pick this comic over my comic?
Over yours?
Yeah.
Because it's everybody in the universe, basically in this comic, over just Batman and Alfred.
It's
and Riddler.
It's an event comic.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yep.
It's like an event arc, but an ongoing series.
It's an amazing crossover event, if you want to call it that. But year 2 is really good because it's not focused just on Batman and Superman. Actually, they kind of take a back seat. At least Batman does. Superman's there because he's the main villain or whatever.
And there's not too many because with a lot of event things, it's there's all these tie-ins that you have to get and stuff.
Nope, just this.
It's just one series.
You just read this, you're good. You don't need to read anything else. You just need a prior knowledge of just the DC universe as a whole. So, that's the Killing Joke, whatever, because that's canon. It's really good. Again, if you love Green Lantern, you'll definitely like it because he is the most important character in this book. Yeah, and it's really good just because once you read through it, Sinestro's in it throughout. He's kind of orchestrating everything. You read it a second time, it's even better because you see where he is planting seeds to turn people against each other. It's so good. so many people die, and people die in this universe and they stay dead. They don't come back. So that's really good too. It's not cliched like a lot of other superhero stuff.
It's kind of like Ultimate Marvel.
Yeah.
People stay dead in that.
Actually, it kind of is. But yeah, it's basically. Do you want to read a Batman story that's really good? It's amazing. I haven't even read all of it, but everybody says it's amazing. I've read
It's good, dude.
3/4 of it.
Scott
It's really
Snyder, Greg Capullo.
good. You can't go wrong with it. Oh, by the way, this is Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo, and I think Mike
Good
Miller
art.
does the art too sometimes.
Oh, now I'm an artist.
The art is really good though. But yeah, I would say if you want to read a story on one character and some villains, then Batman Zero Year, it's really good. Or if you want to get more of the DC universe, a lot more characters, it focuses on a lot of lesser characters, like Black Canary has an important role, Green Arrow has one, Harley Quinn is in it a lot, so if you like Harley Quinn, you'll like it a lot.
Mixes it up, man. It's not your traditional Superman story.
Yeah, and it's not going to focus on it has like A, B, C, and D storylines throughout.
This ain't your
the
grandma's
book.
Superman story.
It's not.
This is for real.
It's not. But yeah, it changes viewpoints of people. It doesn't make Superman just a villain. Technically, you could say that he's not really a villain. He's just
misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
Like those handsome villains in Marvel, like Loki.
Yeah.
He's just misunderstood. He's a villain. He's a bad guy.
The only good Marvel villain in the movies.
Yeah. He's so handsome. He's so handsome.
I think it would be a cool thing to read before Batman v Superman, because you get a lot of Batman v Superman in this.
Yeah.
You do. It's really good. They fight. They have an awesome
Also,
fight.
a good thing to read before Batman v Superman. Batman.
Anything Batman, really. Honestly.
All right, look. So here's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you how it is. Go in the comments down below and tell us which of these stories between 0 Year and Injustice Year 2, but really Injustice as a whole.
Just the
You
first 2
prefer.
years. I don't want to be spoiled, and I'm going to be reading the comments.
Who won? Really? Which one is better? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you think people should buy over the other one?
I think you should buy both. Frankly, but
It's a battle.
it's a battle, so we have to make it. Let's just say Injustice is amazing and 0 Year is not. So
It's amazing. Choose mine.
it's terrible. You don't want
so
to.
I can
it's
win the first battle.
It's year one. Who cares?
It's 0 Year. It's not year one. It's
No,
very
it's-
different. Scott Snyder.
It's year one with some zeros in there.
Okay, well, now you're
something
trying to
in
trash my story. That's rude.
Well, you tried to trash it.
I didn't try.
Totally did.
Okay. Let us know down below which story you prefer.
If you want to see
which
death and destruction, read Injustice.
Death and destruction. Okay. Also, let us know what you thought of this episode. What you want from other episodes or other series.
Yeah, give us another battle.
Give us some.
Hopefully,
feedback.
we've read it.
Yeah, give us a battle. We'll try and read it. We don't have a lot of money. Comics are expensive, but let us know and listen to our podcast, BaTB Comic Podcast. I'm out of breath. Find us on SoundCloud and on the Koalition.com, the website that goes with this YouTube channel. The Koalition.com. Go there. Check our friends out. They do a lot of video game stuff and some hip hop stuff for some reason.
There's all sorts of podcasts. The Throwdown.
They got all kind of mixed media kind of stuff on there. So, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share. See you next time. Stay super.